Alrighty, fans, we're back with some more baseball as we face the Sasquatch for 3 games. It is Christmas in July here at Mike Lansing Field. Spudley rocking the Christmas hat. We got someone dressed up as Santa Claus down on third base side. Starting off for the Sasquatch, 32-14 coming into this series. Hitting first, the center fielder, Lucas Turilli. Hitting second, number 5, the third baseman, Nicholas Work. And hitting third, number 26, the man behind the plate for the Sasquatch, Owen Mickelson. And in right field is number 1, hitting fourth, Aaron Nels. Hitting fifth, number 23, the first baseman, is Sam Kopowski. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. If I'm not, I am sorry. Hitting after Sam is the left fielder, number 7, Karsten Hansen. And hitting 7th, number 29, the DH tonight for the Sasquatch, Harrison Hart. And hitting 8th, number 3, the shortstop, Ben Fuhrer. Hitting 9th, playing second base, is Clay Porter. And on the mound for the Sasquatch is going to be number 14, Luis De Los Santos. We'll be right back with the Spuds starting lineup after the national anthem. And the Spuds lineup coming up soon. So stay tuned, folks. All righty, fans, we are about to announce your Casper Spuds lineup coming into this at 29-18. Hitting first is number 11, playing shortstop today from UT Arlington, Hank Harp. Hitting second, number 2, the second baseman from MSU Billings, Andrew Witt. Hitting third, number 19, playing third base from Fullerton, Hunter Billingsley. Hitting fourth, right behind Hunter Billingsley, the center fielder, number 21, the incarnate Ward, is Trent Rucker. Sorry about that. Hitting fifth, number 30, the first baseman from Wilmington U, is Cody Clausius. And the man DHing tonight, hitting sixth, number 31, from Texas State University, Theo Kummer. Hitting seventh, number 16, playing left field, another MSU Billings player, River Smith. The man behind the plate, hitting eighth, number 29, from North Lake College, Parker Burt. And hitting ninth, number 3, right field, from Wilmington, Sean Glatz. And the man on the mound, number 25, another MSU Billings player, Cade Queen. Spuds are managed by Will Inakani. We will be right back. We're going to be doing the national anthem. I'm going to be turning up the volume. Hopefully you can hear it. So give us a second here as we do the national anthem.
He loved his country, and he truly believed in liberty and justice for all. Today is his birthday, and while he is no longer with us here to celebrate, I would like to honor him by the dedication of this anthem. It is with my deepest gratitude that I thank all of our current and past military members who served in the armed forces to help support our freedoms and our liberties. If you guys want to join me in singing this, I'd love it. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, those bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem there. Hopefully folks at home could hear that. We just had the three famous words in baseball, "Let's play ball," by one of our Spuds kids fans here. So we are just moments away from first pitch. A good turnout here on a Friday. A little bit toasty today, but the fans are rolling in. A little bit of a breeze, but not too bad. It feels about 92 outside. And it does feel about 92, so fans are getting some water, getting something cold to drink, getting some food here. If you are here at Mike Lansing Field, why not stop down by the Quesadilla King trailer right behind the third base side bleachers, or down by Stahoo's in front of the third base side bleachers, or down to one of our many beer carts here around Mike Lansing Field. Get something relaxing so you can sit down and watch some Spuds baseball. As both teams here, top of the leaderboards. Sasquatch just squeaking out a better record than the Spuds. But as far as in the standings wise, it's a neck and neck battle with the Spuds, the Sasquatch, and the Zap all fighting for that position to play in the championship game. So the Spuds got to really be on their game. We've got to win these 3 games to hopefully knock the Zap out and play the Sasquatch for the championship. And we're about starting with the first pitch. Starting it off is that left fielder, number 11, Lucas Turilli. Lucas stepping into the batter's box. Once again, it's Christmas in July here at Mike Lansing Field, so got some Christmas music playing and got some fans in red shirts. We got Santa here. Here comes the first pitch from Cade. Lucas hits it foul into the netting, strike one. 0-1 the count. Cade trying to throw a fastball by Lucas, but Lucas gets a piece of it. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, just a little bit high and outside. Ball one, 1-1 the count on Turilli. A Sasquatch coming into this game. The players getting some really good hits, spreading the ball out, but they are facing Cade Queen, so let's see what Cade does. With 1-1 pitch, Lucas just gets a piece of it, hits it up to the shortstop, throw over, and he gets him out at first. A little slow roller over to the shortstop. Able to throw him out at first. So one out, excuse me, for the Sasquatch. Up to bat now is number 5, the third baseman, Nicholas Work. Here comes the first pitch to Nick. And hits that strike zone for strike one. 0-1. Cade gets his signs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. In there on the inside corner for strike two. 0-2 the count. So Cade getting that 0-2 count quickly. Let's see what he does here. Is he going to throw an off speed? Here comes that 0-2 pitch. Got him with an off speed, swinging and missing for out number 2. That is going to bring up the Sasquatch catcher, number 26, Owen Milkison. Owen opting out for the batting gloves. He's going old school. No batting gloves, just a little bit of pine tar, and that's about it. I know as a catcher, he probably does have some calluses on his hands, so he's probably used to it. Here comes the first pitch. Ooh! A little bit high and inside. Ball one. 1-0 the count. That got really close to hitting Owen right on the arm, but he turned just in time. Owen standing a little bit close to that line near the plate. But here comes the 1-0 pitch. Gets a piece of it, hits it foul into the netting. 1-1 count now on Mickelson. It's like Parker getting the signs from the pitching coach in the dugout for the Spuds. Cade looks, he comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Mickelson gets a piece of it, but hits it foul down first base side over the fence. So 1-2 count on Mickelson. Foul balls this year brought to you by Action Glass. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Cade. And throws one by him high and swinging and missing is Mickelson. Strikeout swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. Score still tied 0-0. We'll be right back as soon as the Spuds are ready to hit, so stay tuned, folks. All righty, folks. Spuds are ready to hit. Starting it off for your Casper Spuds is number 11, the shortstop from UT Arlington, Hank Harp. Hank starting it off, first guy in the lineup today. Here comes the first pitch from Los Santos. Just a bit outside, ball one. 1-0 the count. Santos getting his signs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Hank gets a hold of it, but hits it foul up and over the first base side bleachers. 1-1 the count now on Harp. One pitch on its way. Hank hits it in between the first baseman and second baseman for a single. So Hank on board with a shot in between first and second base. That is going to bring up the second baseman from MSU Billings. One of three in the starting lineup today is number 2, Andrew Witt. Andrew having a good series when the Bison were here. Was doing good on the road. Let's see if that magic can still happen here with runner on first base. He shows bunt but pulls away high and outside, ball one. And Hank is able to get back to first as the catcher throws down to first. So it looks like Andrew is showing bunt. I don't know if he's using that to his advantage, but here comes the 1-0 pitch. A low and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. So Andrew not showing bunt on that second pitch, so let's see what he does here. 2-0 count. Hank getting a little bit of a lead there at first base. Another pitch low and outside. Tried to go off speed, but Santos could not get that ball in the strike zone. So Witt to a early 3-0 lead. 3 balls, no strikes. Harp still at first base. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That gets away from the catcher, but that is ball 4. So runners on first and second. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hunter Billingsley from Fullerton. So let's see what Hunter can do here with runners on first and second, no outs. Here comes the first pitch to Billingsley. And that was in there for strike. So 0-1 the count on Hunter Billingsley. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Tried to throw an off speed, but could not hit the strike zone just a little bit high. Ball 1-1 the count on Hunter Billingsley. Left-handed hitter against Santos as he checks the runners out. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. High and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. So Santos gets his signs once again. Checks the runner. 2-1 pitch on its way. Hunter swings and misses on a good pitch. And that's strike 2, 2-2 the count. Hunter taking a big hack there. Trying to get an early lead here. Trying to get some runners home. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Santos checking the runner at second. Taking a little bit too much time. Hunter calls time. Once again, Santos gets his signs. Checks Witt at second base. 2-2 pitch on its way. High and outside, ball 3. So full count on Hunter Billingsley. No outs, runner still on first and second. Hunter stepping back into the box with a full count. Let's see what Santos does here. See if he's going to throw a fastball or try to go to an off-speed pitch once again. But here comes the 3-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 4. So bases loaded. We got Trent Rucker's host family's kids up here. They just announced that center fielder number 21, Trent Rucker, who now is going to Incarnate Word College. So Trent switching colleges. Let's see what Trent does. Bases loaded. No outs. High, ball 1. In the words of Danny Smith, this is a loaded baked potato with all the fixings on it. So let's see what we can do with the bases loaded. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. A little bit high and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count on Trent Rucker. Trent hitting .253 is average. A little bit outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Trent is slugging .455. His on base is just a tick under 4. Trent's had 2 home runs, 25 hits. So let's see what Trent does. 3-0 pitch on its way. Umpire calls strike on the inside corner. That looked a little bit too inside. Trent thought it was a little bit inside, but umpire has final word. So now it's 3-1. Let's see what Santos does here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Trent gets a hold of it, but hits it foul down first base side over that fence. So now we got a full count. Looks like we got a little mound visit here. Catcher walking out to the pitcher. Coming up with a game plan. Let's see what that little visit was all about. Let's see what they're going to do here. 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Got Trent to swing and miss on a high fastball. So 1 out. Whoops. Sorry that about, folks. It's not top of the second. It's bottom of the first still. Try to hit the 1 out, but hit the inning button. That is going to bring up the first baseman, number 30, Cody Clausius, who attends Wilmington University. A little bit of a breeze heading out of the stadium towards center field. Here comes the first pitch from Cody. Looks like a little bit too high. Ball 1. 0-1 the count. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Got it working. A little bit of technical difficulties here. Looks like strike 1. So 1-1 the count on Cody Clausius. Let's see what Cody can do here with the bases loaded. 1 out. 1-1 count. Here comes that 1-1 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Cody being very patient, waiting for his pitch. Here comes the 2-1 pitch on its way. Hits it over to the third baseman. Bad throw. Misses the second baseman. So 2 runs. 2 runs come across the board for your Spuds on that error by the third baseman trying to throw to second base to get the second out, but throws it into right field. Trying to go for the out at second, but just skies it into right field. So error on the third baseman. That is going to bring up number 31, Theo Comer, the DH tonight. First pitch outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And on the road, Theo hit a home run against the Sasquatch. So let's see if Theo can do it once again here at home. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Umpire says strike 1 on the outside corner. One the count on the DH. Theo Comer, another ball player from Texas. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Ooh. That did get a piece of Theo. So bases loaded once again. That is going to bring up a fellow MSU Billings player, the left fielder, number 16, River Smith. Looks like we got a little bit of a mound visit. The Sasquatch head coach coming out there, or the pitching coach, just checking up on Santos, see how he's doing. As that ball on that pitch to Theo Comer was really inside, so he's just checking up on his pitcher. Umpire heading out there to tell him, hey, it's time is up. All righty. Looks like everyone's going back to where they need to be. Once again, that is going to bring up number 16, River Smith. Big left-handed hitter. Rivers got the power to clear the bases. So we got power against power. Santos is pitching really good, throwing some heat. But he's got a power hitter in the box right now. So let's see what... Ooh, tried to go off speed, but ran a little bit too inside. Did not get a piece of River. So 1-0 the count on Smith. Let's see what River can do here. Let's see if he can get a hold of one. 1-0 pitch on its way. River takes a hack, but hits it foul over third base side. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Bases loaded. Once again, a loaded baked potato, according to Danny Smith, the man that's doing the PA. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. High and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. River being very patient, just swinging at that first pitch. River trying to get some insurance runs here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Try to go off speed, but just a little bit high. Very close. Oop, that's strike 2. That's ball 3. Just a little bit high. Santos gets set. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And that is strike 1, hitting the outside corner. So full count on River Smith. It's like the wind has died down here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. River gets a hold of that one, but shoots it down third base side. A fan down there in the walkway tried to jump to grab that ball. I don't think he got a hand on it, but One lucky fan was able to get that souvenir. Count is still 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That was low. That gets away from the catcher. That is ball 4. So Spuds do score another run on that walk. Bases loaded once again on that walk. That is going to bring up the man behind the plate today for your Casper Spuds. Number 29, Parker Burt. Hey, Burt. Little Sesame Street joke there, but let's see what Parker can do here. Bases loaded. 1 out still. That floated in there for strike 1. Parker's about 6'3.5", 6'4", big, tall, right-handed catcher. He does have the pop. So let's see what Parker can do here. 0-1 pitch on its way. Nope. That ball did not get far enough away. Cody looked like he was going to run, but nope. He got called back to third. Everyone is back safely. That was a ball. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Parker. Umpire says strike 2 on the outside corner. 1-2 the count now on Parker Burt. Got some fans getting some food, getting some drinks. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. A little bit high and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count on Parker. Well, Parker may be tall, but that was not a strike. That was about at Parker's shoulders. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Parker gets a hold of it, hits it down first base side. And it tails foul into the Spuds. Spuds bullpen down there. Looked like it had the distance, but just tailing too much into foul territory. Right fielder playing a little bit far over. So Parker hits it down that line. That should clear the bases. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. A little bit outside, trying to throw that fastball, but does not locate. Full count now on Parker Burt. 3-2 the count. So Santos trying to throw that fastball on the outside corner, but just misses. Parker being patient. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Parker hits it towards the third baseman, bobbles it a little bit. That isn't out at second. Looks like River's okay. Kind of took a late slide there. I didn't think River meant to do that, but runners on first and second safe. That is 2 outs. 1 run did come across, so now it is 4-0. Up to bat is number 3, Sean Glatz. Another Wilmington player playing right field today. That first pitch was a little bit high. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Sean. That did hit the outside corner. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. Let's see what Sean can do here. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Spuds are up 4-0. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Sean swings and misses on a pitch outside for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. 2-2 the count. Looks like we got a pretty good turnout for Friday night baseball here. I'd say over 500. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Santos checks the runners. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Ooh, high and inside. That is ball 4. That is going to bring up the top of the order for your Casper Spuds. Bases loaded once again. That is number 11, Hank Harp. Hank started off this inning. Now he's back in the batter's box. Here comes the first pitch to Hank. Low and outside, tried to throw that fastball, but did not hit that outside corner. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Santos trying to throw that off speed, but leaves it high and outside. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Looks like Santos didn't want that ball back, so he gets a brand new ball from the umpire. Santos comes set. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3, 3-0 the count. Santos comes set. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4, so a run walks in. Catcher once again goes up to the mound just to check on his pitcher. Looks like the Sasquatch might have a pitcher in their bullpen warming up. Can't really tell. There's a tree blocking my vision, but looks like they do have a pitcher down there warming up. Up to bat for your Casper Spuds is number 2, Andrew Witt. Here comes the first pitch to Andrew. That hits the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count on Andrew Witt. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-1 count on Andrew. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Andrew hits it up to the second baseman. Toss over to the hit to the shortstop. Sorry, I got it mixed up. Toss it over to the second baseman for out number 3. But your Spuds do pick up 5 runs to lead it 5-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. We'll be right back as soon as the Sasquatch are ready to hit, so stay tuned, folks. Once again, we are doing Christmas in July here at Mike Lansing Field. And every inning we are giving a lucky fan a Christmas present, so to speak. We got some tickets that fans were given. If your name is called, you do get a Christmas present. You just got to go find Chris D. Hack, and you can receive your Christmas present here at Mike Lansing Field with Christmas in July. Got some good presents. And all our presents are going to be keepers. No one's going to get coal. So you don't have to worry about that. So we got a couple more pitches here until the Sasquatch are ready. So I'm just going to keep the mic live here. Hopefully everyone's doing all right today. It was a hot one today here in town. Hopefully everyone's staying hydrated, staying cool. Ooh. Parker tried to throw it down. It looks like it hopped out of his glove, but there was no one on base, so we don't have to worry. But that is going to bring up a Sasquatch player for the top of the second inning. That should be number 1, the right fielder, Aaron Nels. So here comes the first pitch to Aaron. A little bit high and inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Aaron hits it sky high. Who's going to call for it? Who's going to get it? The right fielder calls it for out number 1. That is going to bring up the first baseman, number 23, Sam Kwapowski. Left-handed hitter facing Cade Queen here. Here comes the first pitch. A little bit outside, ball 1. Whoops, not strike 1, ball 1. That does hit the corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count on Kwapowski. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Cade. Just a little bit high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Off-speed gets Sam to swing and miss for strike 2. Sam taking a big hack, but could not make contact with that off-speed pitch from Cade Queen. Cade comes set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sam does get a hold of that one, but hits it foul over by the man on deck for the Sasquatch. Everyone is all right. That did not get the man on deck. Still 2-2 the count. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Cade trying to throw that off speed, but could not pull the string. So now full count on Kwapowski. Let's see what Queen does here against Kwapowski. Just a little bit high. That is ball 4. So runner on first base for the Sasquatch with 1 out. That is going to bring up the left fielder, number 7, Karsten Hansen. Another Sasquatch player going no batting glove. Good stop by Parker there. That was in the dirt, but Parker able to hold on to that pitch. 1-0 the count on Hansen. No relation to the Hansen brothers, famously known for their hit in the late 90s, Mbop. I don't think there's no relation to there, but you never know. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Hansen shows bunt, but pulls back. That pitch was high and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Looks like Spudley, the mascot, has changed into his Santa outfit. He's walking around the stadium and waving to fans. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Just misses the outside corner. Ball 3, 3-0 the count on Hansen. A little bit of clouds covering, but not enough for rain. 3-0 pitch is a fastball strike down the middle. 3-1 the count now on Hansen. Got some fans out there chirping at the umpire. It's always good to get the fans in. 3-1 pitch on its way. Just misses the inside corner. That is ball 4. So runners. So runners on first and second, 1 out. That's actually going to bring up the beer batter. Number 29, the DH tonight for the Sasquatch, Harrison Hart. If Harrison strikes out swinging or looking, that is $2 off beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. If you're at home, why not grab a cold one? Get yourself a drink as well. First pitch to Hart. Hart hits it right up the middle. Runner on second was just making sure that Trent was not going to get that. So, unfortunately, we do not get cheap beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. That brings up the shortstop, number 3, Ben Fuhr. 1 out, bases loaded. Let's see what Cade can do here against Fuhr. Ooh. Good catch there by Parker Burt. Because that ball inside was running away. 1-0 the count, but Parker, being that tall catcher he is, he's got long arms. He was able to get that pitch. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Ooh, just a little bit high on Fuhr. Ball 2. 2-0 the count now. No one in the Spuds bullpen warming up. It's like Andrew was just talking to Cade. Coming up with a game plan here. Queen gets his signs. He comes set. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and miss by Fuhr. 2-1 the count. Fuhr spells his last name F-R-E-U-E-R. Fuhr. Not Fura, Fuhr. Ben hits it foul over first base side bleachers for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Queen gets his signs from Parker Burt behind the plate. He comes set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ben hits it. They sacrifice the second out. That is all right. The Sasquatch do score a run, but that is 2 outs for the Sasquatch. Runners on second and third. So Fuhr does pick up an RBI, but he sacrificed an out for a run. That is all right. Spuds are up by 4. That is going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Clay Porter. It's like Queen steps off the mound. He wants to get the signs once again from Parker Burt. Here comes the first pitch. Trying to get a fastball on the outside corner, but must have just been a little bit too high and outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Runners on second and third. Sasquatch do have 2 outs. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. A little bit low and inside, ball 2. Good stop by Parker Burt. Not getting that pitch to get behind him. That hits it over by first base side. Cody calling it. That is out number 3. So the Sasquatch do pick up a run. We head to the bottom of the second. Spuds are still up by 4. We'll be right back, folks. All right, folks, we just did a on-field game. They're going to continue it over in the grandstands. Up to bat now is the third baseman, number 19, once again, Hunter Billingsley. Hunter does get a piece of that, but hits it foul. Strike 1. Looks like the Sasquatch have a new pitcher. I'll get the name of that new pitcher here soon. Hunter does get a piece of that pitch. Hits it foul down third base side for strike 2. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch on its way. Hunter gets a piece of it over by the third baseman. Throw over. And they get Hunter out at first. That is going to bring up number 21, Trent Rucker. Every time Trent Rucker's host family's kids announce him, he always gives a big grin and looks up here in the press box. I think Trent is liking it. First pitch to Trent. Hits it into the netting for strike one. 0-1 the count. Trent hit it over to the third baseman. Third baseman able to hold on to that for out number 2. Now batting is the first baseman, number 30, Cody Clausius. First pitch to Cody is outside, ball 1. On the mound for the Sasquatch is number 20, Ryan Chambers. Just got word of the new pitcher. Umpire says strike 1. 1-1 the count. One and one pitch was outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. So Cody being very patient once again, waiting for his pitch. 2-1 pitch on its way. Cody hits it up. Shortstop gets it. That was close, but shortstop able to throw over to get the hustling Cody for out number 3. We head to the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Still tied, or not tied. Spuds still up 5-1. We'll be right back as soon as the Sasquatch are ready to hit. So stay tuned, folks. Alrighty, fans, we're just a pitch away. Starting it off for the Sasquatch is number 11, Lucas Turilli. Facing Cade Queen once again. Cade, a native of Powell, Wyoming, just a few hours north of us here in Casper. So we do got a Wyoming boy here on the team. One of many. So let's see what Cade can do here against Turilli. First pitch on its way. A little bit high and outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Another outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Torelli. Cade getting that off-speed pitch to hit that outside corner. Strike 1, 2-1 to count. So we got a number of Wyoming players here. Got a lot of Texas players. So we got a good group of guys this year. 2-1 pitch just a little bit outside high. Ball 3. 3-1 to count. We had 12 returning players this season and a lot of new guys. Hits it towards center field, but Trent Rucker is there for out number 1. Trent not having to move very much. That brings up number 5, Nicholas Work. Here comes the first pitch. And that is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. It's like we got some raffles going on here in the stands. Got Santa following Spudley around. And Nicholas swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Cade gets his signs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And hits that inside corner for out number 2. That is going to bring up the catcher for the Sasquatch, number 26, Owen Mickelson. So quick 2 outs. Here comes the first pitch to Mickelson. A little bit high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Cade. Another ball, a little bit high, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Off speed. Ooh. That just misses on the inside corner. Cade trying to throw that off-speed pitch from up here. That looked like a strike, but according to the umpire, that was not the case. So 3-0 count on Mickelson. Here comes the pitch. Ooh. A little bit high and inside, ball 4. So Mickelson on at first. That's going to bring up number 1, the right fielder, Aaron Nels. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and missed on an outside corner off-speed pitch for strike 1. Queen getting his signs, checking the runner over at first. 0-1 pitch. Hits it foul down third base side for strike 2. 0-2 the count. on Nels. Just want to give a quick shout out to one of the guys I work with. His birthday was yesterday, but we're celebrating his birthday today. So happy birthday, Jim. You don't look a day over 50. That hits the inside corner for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the third. Spuds still lead it 5-1. And as we head to the bottom of the third inning, every game here at Mike Lansing Field, we like to recognize those who have served or are currently serving our country. So if you are a veteran, current or former, we want to thank you for all you have done for the U.S. We salute you. We'll be right back, folks, as soon as the Spuds are ready to hit. So stay tuned. Alrighty, folks, we are back. That is going to bring up tonight's DH for your Casper Spuds. That is number 31, Theo Comer. Here comes the first pitch. That hits the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch was low and outside. Ball 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. Theo gets a hold of it, gives it a ride. Out to center field, one bounce and hits the fence. Center fielder didn't even look like he was trying to run. But Theo gets a hold of that one and gives it a ride. That is a no-cost TV double. So Theo's showing the power there, driving it out to center field. That is going to bring up number 16, River Smith. Another player that's got the power. Now this field was once used by the Colorado Rockies organization. First pitch to River Smith way outside, ball 1. So the dimensions on this field are 352 to left, 342 and right in the corner, and then 390 to dead center. River hits it down third base side, but just foul. 1-1 the count. And then the corners jet out. So this ballpark does have some good dimensions, a little deep in the corners for most ballparks. River calls time, steps back out of the box. There is no breeze, so the wind does play a difference in this field, but so far no breeze. A little bit outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. So the ballpark dimensions aren't normal. I mean, normal for professional baseball, but for these college guys, some of them may have a home field that's a little funky. That pitch was a strike, so 2-2 count on River Smith. But this ballpark does have some crazy dimensions, and if you hit it just right, it can go a long way. 2-2 pitch was outside ball 3, 3-2 the count. And if you hit it too high, the ball just dies. But this ballpark can let the ball travel, whoever hits it. Ooh. From up here, that looked like a strike, but according to the umpire, just a little bit high. So runners on first and second, no outs. That is going to bring up the man behind the plate, number 29, Parker Burt. So this is the first time Parker is facing the new pitcher. Here comes the first. Ooh, that gets Parker right in the back. Off-speed pitch. Parker is all right.
What's that?
A little bit of technical difficulties. We're trying to get the Sasquatch up on the scoreboard. It's not the bison, sorry. Trying to get that figured out. That is outside. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Two-0 pitch in there on the inside corner for strike one. So 2-1 on Sean Glatz. Bases loaded. 2-1 pitch outside ball 3. 3-1 the count. Sean gets a piece of it, but hits it over the first base side bleachers for strike 2. So full count on Sean Glatz. Still nobody out. Bases loaded. That was lone outside, so that's ball 4. So a run does come in. Your Spuds are up 6-1 now. That is going to bring up the top of the order. Number 11, the shortstop, Hank Harp. First pitch to Hank was outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That hit the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count now on Hank Harp. That one's low and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Can I get a burger?
Yeah, it's on the drink.
I'm good right now. So we got everything figured out. We got the Sasquatch up on the scoreboard, not the bison anymore. So that was outside ball 3. 3-1 the count. Just had Paul Hack, the owner, up here. If you heard me, I asked for a hamburger. Haven't really eaten much all day, so. Hank hits it over the second baseman. One run is coming in. Bases still loaded. 1 run comes around. 7-1. Spuds. Parker could have ran. He's got the legs for it. But he was held up at third. Up to bat now is the second baseman, Andrew Witt. First pitch to Andrew. Did he go around? Umpire says yes. Strike one. 0-1 the count. And our fan, Stacy, out there was yelling for Parker to go and run home, but he did not. Andrew swings and misses for strike two. 0-2 the count on Andrew Witt. Still nobody out. Runners, bases loaded, sorry. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. High and outside, ball one. 1-2 the count on Andrew Witt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball two. 2-2 the count. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Andrew just missed that. That is out number one. Which is all right because that brings up number 19, Hunter Billingsley. Strong left-handed hitter. Bases loaded, 1 out, so let's see what Hunter can do here. With the bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch to Hunter was a ball. And hits the corner for strike one. 1-1 the count. So let's see what Chambers does here against Billingsley. Trying to throw a fastball, but in the dirt inside for ball two. 2-1 the count on Billingsley. Chambers gets a sign. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Billingsley hits it up the middle. 1 run comes across. 2 runs come across. Runners are safe at first and second. So Billingsley picks up a pair of RBIs. That is going to bring up the man in center field, number 21, Trent Rucker. Trent stepping into the batter's box. Runners on first and second. 1 out still. That hit the outside corner for strike one. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 pitch on its way. Low and inside, ball one. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Trent. Slow roller over to third. Throw over. Safe at first, out at second. Runners on the corners. So 2 outs. That is going to bring up the first baseman, number 30, Cody Clausius. Let's see what Cody does here against Ryan Chambers. Here comes the first pitch. Way inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Cody moving out of the way from that pitch. Got quite a bit of fans dressed up in their Christmas best. As it is, once again, Christmas in July. Throw down to second. Trent is safe with a stolen base. 2-0 count on Cody Clausius. So that 1-0 pitch was in the dirt low. So runners on second and third now. 2-0 pitch on its way. Ooh, Cody wanted to pull the trigger, but held up as that was just a little bit too high. Ball 3. 3-0 the count on Cody Clausius. So Cody being patient here against Chambers. 3-0 pitch on its way. A little bit high once again, ball 4. So bases loaded once again. That is going to bring up the man that doubled this inning. Number 31, the DH, Theo Kummer. Kummer is how Theo spells his last name. Another one of those ball players from Texas. First pitch to Theo hits that outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Let's see if Theo can do it again. 0-1 pitch on its way. Low and outside this time. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Not sure if Theo wanted that or not, but that is strike 2. Hit the outside corner, 1-2 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Let's see what Theo does here. 1-2 pitch on its way. Theo gives that a ride towards center field. Center fielder does get a hold of it for out number 3. Theo did give that a ride, but the center fielder was able to track that down. We head to the top of the 4th. Spuds did pick up 4 runs, so it is 9-1 Spuds. So we'll be right back, so stay tuned, folks, till we get to the top of the 4th. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. We are back, top of the fourth. That is going to bring up number 23, Sam Kwapowski. Sam stepping into the batter's box. Here comes the first pitch. Sam gets a piece of it, but hits it foul into the netting for strike one. 0-1 the count. Cooper Hack retrieving that foul ball there. Another one of the returning players this year. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Just misses the outside corner for ball one. 1-1 the count on Kwapowski. One pitch in the dirt for ball two. 2-1 the count. As Parker was able to stop that, but got away from him. No one was on base, so don't have to worry about a runner advancing. But that was ball two. 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Cade tried to pull the string, but left it a little bit high, according to the umpire. Whoops, sorry about that. 3-1 the count on Kwapowski. Here comes the pitch from Cade. Kwapowski hits it towards left field. Had it in his glove, but popped out. So Kwapowski safely on to second. That would have been out number one, but it just popped out of his glove. That is going to bring up Karsten Hansen. It's like something happened to Parker's chest protector there. He's all right. It's like the buckle came undone. I want to give another shout out. Got some people listening. Shout out to Catherine and Angie, big supporters of mine. Love them very dearly. Thank you for listening. Also, I want to give a shout out to an uncle of mine. Sadly, he has passed away, but he was a good, big supporter of mine for doing this. First pitch to Hansen was a little bit high, ball one. 1-0 the count. So, big shout out to Catherine and Angie. And my uncle, who is a big supporter, is my godfather as well. So, big shout out to Jim DiDonato. A little bit high and outside, ball two. 2-0 the count. Jim was a big baseball fan. He played in high school. Saw a picture of him in high school. And he was a pitcher. He could throw. So that hit the outside corner for strike one. 2-1 the count. So I know if Jim was around and I was able to get him down here, he would love this. Big sports fan. But big supporter of me doing this. Woo! Heads up. Cody having a little bit of fun there. Hansen swings and misses, and his bat goes flying down to first base side. He is one of those players that's going au naturel with no batting gloves. So you might want to put a little bit more pine tar on that bat so it doesn't happen again. But it is 2-2 the count. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Cade. Ooh, tried to hit that outside corner. Got away from him just a little bit. Ball 3-2 the count on Hansen. Haven't had too many bats flying out of players' hands, just a few this year. Always be aware that bats and balls can leave the field of play. Hansen gets a piece of that and hits it down third base side, but just foul. Full count still, 3-2. Once again, every foul ball here at Mike Lansing Field is brought to you by Action Glass. If you need some glass done, contact Action Glass for all your glass needs. Full count on its way. Hansen hits it up the middle. Trent was able to get to that ball quickly, but runners on second advances to third, stays at third. Hansen is safely on at first. That brings up the DH, Harrison Hart. He is the beer batter tonight. If he strikes out looking or swinging, once again, that is cheap beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. Looks like the Spuds pitching coach headed out there to talk to Cade, see what's happening, see if he's doing all right. There's a quick mound visit there. Cade looks like Cade's doing all right. Don't see anyone heading down to the Spuds bullpen just yet. It is still a little bit early. We're here in the top of the fourth. So let's see what Cade can do here against Harrison Hart. Big, tall, right-handed hitter. Just a little bit high, ball one, 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Gets away from Parker. Runners advance. Runner on third scores. Score is now 9-2. Two-0 count on Hart. Still nobody out. Runner on second. 2-0 count on Harrison. Queen checks the runner at first. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. A little outside, ball three. 3-0 the count. Cade checks the runner at second. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That is in there for strike one. So one strike on the beer batter. We just need two more for cheap beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That hit the outside corner for strike two. Full count now on Harrison. We just need one more for cheap beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. What is Cade going to do? Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Got him to swing and miss for out number one. So that is cheap beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field for the rest of the inning. Walk, don't run to get your cheap beer here at Mike Lansing Field. We got some happy fans. They are already headed over to the beer carts. That brings up number 3, Ben Fuhr. Ooh, Ben wanted to pull the trigger, but he did not go around. That is ball one. So let's see if Cade can get out of this inning 1-0 pitch on its way. Ben hits it down first base side. Fair all the way to the fence. 1 run comes around. Ooh. According to the on-field umpire, Ben was safe at third. Looks like they were able to tag him, but the umpire says he's somehow got in there safe. 9-3 now, your Spuds. I don't know if the umpire needs glasses or not, but that looked like a bang-bang play at third base to get Fuhrer out. That first pitch was a little bit high to Clay Porter. 1-0 the count. And hits for strike one. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Just a little bit low, ball 2. 2-1 the count on Porter. Just a little bit high, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. He swings and misses and sails over the press box here for strike 2. One lucky fan right behind the press box is going to get a souvenir baseball. Hopefully everyone's all right behind the press box. There's a lot of fans back there. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Just misses down low, ball 4. We are back to the top of the order for the Sasquatch. That is number 11, Lucas Turilli. 1 out, runners on the corners. Here comes the first pitch to Turilli. Throw over. Porter is back in time. See if we can get Turilli to ground into a double play to end the inning. So let's see what Cade does here. First pitch on its way. Off speed in there on the outside corner for strike 1. Looks like Lucas did not agree with that, but it did hit that corner for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on its way. Lucas hits it sky high. Trent coming in. Let's see if they're going to send the runner on third. They do not. That is out number 2. Was not deep enough for Fuhrer to score. Trent's got an arm out there, so that would have been an easy out at home. That is going to bring up third baseman number 5, Nicholas Work. Let's see if we can work into a third out here. Ha, funny. Off-speed pitch does hit the inside corner for strike 1. I know that last joke was not funny. More of a dad joke than anything. I am a little bit tired, so hopefully I have better jokes later in the game. But 0-1 count. A little bit outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count on Nicholas. Speaking of Nicholas, I have seen St. Nicholas walking around the field with Spudley. Nicholas hits it over to right field. Does drop in front of the right fielder, so a run does score. 9-4. Now the score is. So Spuds still up by 5. That is going to bring up number 26, the man behind the plate for the Sasquatch, Owen Mickelson. It's like Owen put on some batting gloves. So let's see what Cade does here. That hits the outside corner for strike one. Fastball on that outside corner from Cade Queen. 0-1 the count. Let's see what Cade does here. 0-1 pitch on its way. Throws that off speed, hits the inside corner for strike two. 0-2 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Let's see what Cade does here. 0-2 pitch on its way. Hits it towards center field. Trent able to catch it. Sliding to catch that ball for out number 3. So the Sasquatch do pick up 3 runs on an error. But your Spuds still lead at 9-4. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. We will be right back, folks, with some more Spuds baseball. Looks like the Sasquatch have a new pitcher in. It is number 13, Zachary Armstrong. Left-handed pitcher. Now on the mound for the Sasquatch. We will be right back when the Spuds are ready to hit, so stay tuned once again. All righty. Starting it off, excuse me. Starting it off for the Casper Spuds is number 16, Rivers Smith. So Rivers stepping into the box. Lefty-lefty matchup. River hits it towards right field, drops it in front of the right fielder. So first pitch swinging. So River on base with a single. That is going to bring up the man behind the plate for your Casper Spuds, number 29, Parker Birch. So River not getting a big lead over there at first as there's a lefty on the mound. Ooh, big swing and a miss by Parker. 0-1 the count. Parker does have the pop to hit one out. So he was hoping to make contact on that off-speed pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Parker hits it over towards the shortstop. Off of his glove into left field. So runners on first and second. Good try by the shortstop, but just a little bit too hot for him. That brings up number 3, Sean Glatz. So runners on first and second. Nobody out. 2 singles. One from River, one from Parker. Let's see what Sean can do here against the new pitcher. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Roller over to second base. Umpire says Sean was out. Here comes the coach. That looked like he was way safe. So Coach Iaconi coming out. Let's see what Will has to say to the umpire. The umpire was way away from the first base. Did not have a good angle on it. They're still saying he's out, but from up here, Sean was safe. But runner on third base. That brings up number 11, Hank Harp. This is why I keep saying we need to have 3 umpires instead of 2. Hank gets a hold of that one, hits it over to the Sasquatch dugout. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why we only have 2 umpires, but that would cut down on calls like that were so close. Unfortunately, we do not have replay. 0-1 pitch. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit high. 1-1 the count on Hank. 1-1 pitch on its way. Hank shoots it to the infield, and second baseman calls it. Your Spuds pick up no runs on 1 hit and no errors. We head to the top of the 5th. We'll be right back with more Spuds baseball. Alrighty, folks, we're back. That batter in the batter's box is number 1, Aaron Nels. Here comes the first pitch to Nels. A little bit high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So it looks like the Spuds do have some activity down in their bullpen. 1-0 pitch in there down the middle for strike 1. 1-1 the count on Nels. Just a little bit inside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Nels hits it towards left field and an out. Left fielder able to get underneath that for out number 1. That brings up number 23, Sam Kwapowski. Trying to see who's down in the Spuds bullpen. Can't really tell. It's a little far. I don't have my binoculars with me. First pitch to Kwapowski just misses. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. A little bit. Ooh, no. According to the umpire, that was strike 1. 1-1 the count. That looked a little bit high, but I'm a little bit higher up than the umpire. Kwapowski gets a piece of it, but hits it foul over the third base side for strike 2. 1-2 the count on Kwapowski. Let's see what Cade does here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, low and inside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Cade's getting his sign from Parker behind the plate. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. A little bit low, ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Cade trying to throw that off-speed pitch, but a little bit low and in the dirt, so full count. 1 out, no runners on. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. So Kwapowski's on first base with a walk. That is going to bring up the left fielder, number 7, Karsten Hansen. If you remember, this is the same batter where his bat came out of his glove when he swung and missed. Showing bunt. He did not pull away in time, so that is strike 1. 0-1 to count. I don't know how some players go without batting gloves. Must be a feel thing, but I know I couldn't do it. Hit over to the second baseman. Got the lead runner at second for out number 2. 2 outs. Karsten safely at first, but got the lead runner. And once again, we have the beer batter, number 29, Harrison Hart. And once again, if Harrison strikes out, that is cheap beer once again for the fans at Mike Lansing Field. First pitch. Off speed hits that inside corner for strike one. We just need two more for cheap beer for the fans at Mike Lansing Field. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Off speed again on the inside corner. Strike two. Let's see what Cade does here. See if he tries to throw a fastball on the inside corner. He does throw a fastball on the inside, but a little bit too high. Hart is a tall right-handed hitter, but just too high even for him. Count is 1-2, 2 outs. 1-2 pitch on its way. Hits the outside corner. So Hart gets struck out looking this time. He's kind of talking with the umpire saying that was a little bit low and outside. But that was at your knees there, Hart. So thank you for giving us cheap beer once again. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, we are headed into our dance party. Every time we go to the bottom of the fifth, we stand up and do a little dance party to the YMCA. So if you're at home, why not get up and stretch a little bit early, dance around like no one's watching, and just have some fun. Well, we'll be right back with more Spuds baseball here in a moment. All righty, fans, after that dance party there, we are now ready for the bottom of the fifth inning. Starting off as number 2, Andrew Witt. One of 3 MSU Billings players that are on the roster today. Here comes the first pitch to Andrew. Andrew gets a piece of it, hits it towards left field. Drops in front of the left fielder. Andrew took a big turn around first, but Andrew does get on board with that single towards left. Here comes the lefty-lefty matchup. Stepping into the batter's box is going to be number 19, Hunter Billingsley, cousin of Cannon Billingsley. Looks like Cannon is not playing today. We'll hopefully see him tomorrow. But here comes the first pitch. First pitch off speed, low and away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Still quite a bit of people here at Mike Lansing Field. No one's gone home. 0-1 pitch, or 1-0 pitch is now 1-1 as that second pitch hit the strike zone. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. Hunter gets a piece of that, skies it down first base side. And the right fielder was able to catch it in the Spuds bullpen for out number 1. What's happening here? What's happening? Wait. Huh? Even that got me confused. I just... okay. I guess it's one and two. I guess I don't know what happened. But Hunter's still in the batter's box. He swings and misses for out number one. I have no idea what happened there. I thought that was out number one already, but... Once again, Trent Rucker's host family's kids are up here announcing him. So Trent stepping into the batter's box, one out. Andrew on at first. He is in there safely with a stolen base. First pitch to Trent was a ball. 1-0 the count on Trent Rucker. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him to swing on that off speed. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Checks the runner at second. He goes. Throw down. And Andrew is safe in at third with another stolen base. 2-1 count now on Trent Rucker. Let's see if Trent can bring him around here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, ball three. 3-1 the count now. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Trent swings and misses on an off-speed pitch outside for strike two. Full count now on Trent. Trent taking a big swing on that pitch. Just misses. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Trent hits it. Fair down third base side into left field. He turns around. Heads to second, and he is in there with a stand-up double. So Trent gets an RBI double. Now the score is 10-4. Now your Spuds up by 6. That is going to bring up number 30, the first baseman, Cody Clausius. So we got another lefty-lefty matchup here. Let's see what Cody does here. Cody bring Trent around. Get another run in. Cody turns on it, hits it towards right field down first base side. Trent hustling around from second. He's in safely, so now the score is 11-4 Spuds. So Cody with an RBI single. That is going to bring up the DH number 31, Theo Comer. So Cody swinging on that first pitch he saw. Hits it down first base side into the outfield to score. Trent Rucker from second. First pitch to Theo. Hit it over to the second baseman. Throw over. And they get the double play to end the inning. But your Spuds do pick up 2 more runs to lead 11-4. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Your Spuds still leading 11-4. We will be right back after we do a in-between inning game. Looks like we're doing an ugly sweater contest. If you're at home, why don't you cheer for the ugliest sweater? Looks like we got Courtney and Jennifer. Looks like the one in the green sweater has a dinosaur ugly sweater. And then the other one in the gray is a polar bear. Let's see who's going to win. Oh, and it looks like the winner of the ugly Christmas sweater was the polar bear. I sure thought that the T-Rex was going to win it. The polar bear's just too cute for an ugly Christmas sweater. But we do have a winner. It was the polar bear for the ugly sweater contest. And we got a new pitcher, number 6, Brennan Daniel, for your Casper Spuds. It's like Brendan Daniels' walk-up music is Sanitarium by Metallica. All right. Good choice of music there. Any Metallica fans out there, leave it in the comments. Probably some old metalheads. I'm in that group with you. Don't worry. I'm only 32. I wouldn't consider myself an old metalhead, but I'm getting there. But we are just moments away from the top of the 6th inning. And starting off for the Spearfist Sasquatch here in the top of the 6th is number 3, Ben Fuhrer. Here comes the first pitch to Ben. And hit the outside corner for strike 1. Parker couldn't hold on to it, but it did hit the outside corner. So let's see what Brennan does here, taking over pitching duties. Looks like Brennan was the one warming up down there in the bullpen. 0-1 pitch on its way. Just misses the outside corner for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Ben hits it towards right field. And out number 1. As our right fielder was able to sit underneath that for out number 1. And is going to bring up number 2, Clay Porter. Sean Glass playing over there in right field. Got out number 1 there. Here comes the first pitch to Clay. Way outside, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Brennan trying to throw that fastball and trying to locate that outside corner, but just got a little bit away from him. 1-0 the count on Porter. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Tried to throw an off speed. Got Porter to turn around thinking it was going to hit him, but it, right at the last second, curved on him. Porter shaking his head, not realizing that the ball was going to cut on the last second. But 2-0 the count now on Porter. Low ball 3-0 the count on Clay Porter. Like Brennan getting a brand new ball there. Three-one 3-0 pitch on its way. Stayed up, ball 4. So Porter with a walk. It's going to bring up the top of the order for the Sasquatch. That is number 11, the center fielder, Lucas Turilli. Didn't know Lucas was a fan of the Itsy Bitsy Spider, as that is his walk-up music there. First, way inside, gets away. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Fastball just getting away from Brennan. So Porter advances. So Porter on at second. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And hits the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Brennan checking the runner at second. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. 2-1 the count now, as that pitch was outside and away. Ball 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Off speed, does not hit the inside corner. That's ball 3. 3-1 the count on Turilli. Brennan gets his signs, checks the runner at second. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Pops it up. Who's going to call for it? And that is foul. No one catches that, as the guy on the on-deck circle had to get away. That is strike 2, though, so full count on Turilli. Let's see what Brennan does here. The umpire headed over to the Spuds dugout. Not sure what's happening there. Oh, just getting a few more baseballs. All right, he's coming back. And he was also getting a drink of water as well. So full count on Lucas Turilli. So Brennan gets his sign. Checks the runner at second. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lucas hits it towards right fielder. He's able to hold on to that. Barely had to move. That was on a rope right over to the right fielder. That is out number 2. That brings up number 5, Nicholas Work. So Sean Glass without number 2 as well. Here comes the first pitch to Nicholas. Brennan trying to throw that off-speed pitch, but just hung up. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. One 0 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 the count. One pitch on its way. Hits it high, pops it up, over. Is everyone all right? Someone got a souvenir baseball there. That was strike 2. 1-2 the count. Trying to throw an off-speed pitch on the inside corner, but just misses. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, runner on second. Bunch of 2s. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. A little bit high and outside, ball 3. 3-2 the count now. Three-two pitch on its way. Swung on and missed for out number 3. So the Sasquatch pick up no runs, no hits, no errors. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Your Spuds still lead it 11-4. We'll be right back with more Spuds baseball, so stay tuned, folks. All right, we had another in-between inning game. It was the Miller Lite Beer Chug, and our very own Kirby won that beer chug. Kirby's had a lot of training to do. He's worked up a good appetite, a good drink. He was waiting for that, so Kirby with the win there. But looks like the Spuds are just about ready. Looks like the Sasquatch have a new pitcher. Let's see who that new pitcher is on the mound for the Sasquatch. That looks like number 16, Phoenix Brandt. That is number 16. Phoenix Brandt is the new pitcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And coming up to the batter's box for your Casper Spuds is the left fielder, number 16, River Smith. So River stepping into the batter's box to face Phoenix Brandt. Here comes the first pitch. Tried to throw an off-speed pitch, but just a little bit high and outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. One 0 pitch on its way. River hits it towards center field. Center fielder calls it. That is out number 1 for your Casper Spuds. Up to bat now is number 29, your catcher, Parker Burt. So Parker stepping into the batter's box. Here comes the first pitch. Parker hits it in the gap between first and second base. So Parker on board with a single. First pitch he saw, he took a swing at it. Now up to bat is your right fielder, number 3, Sean Glatz. So Sean stepping in, runner on first base. 1 out. Facing Phoenix Brandt here. According to the umpire, that hits the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Phoenix comes set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. A little bit high, ball 1. 1-1 the count. One pitch on its way, a little bit high and inside, ball 2. 2-1 the count on Sean Glatz. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Parker getting a little lead there at first base. Sean getting a piece of that, but hits it foul down first base side, up and over the fence. Count is now 2-2 on Sean Glatz. Phoenix checking Parker out at first. Sean hits it up the middle for a single. So runners on first and second now. It's going to bring up the top of the lineup for your Casper Spuds. Now batting is number 11, Hank Harp. So let's see what Hank can do here with runners on first and second with 1 out. Phoenix getting his signs. Here comes the first pitch to Hank. That is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count on Hank Harp. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Off speed hits that corner for strike 2. 0-2 the count now on Hank Harp. As Phoenix throwing that off speed pitch just hits that outside corner. Sent up outside once again. Hank hits it. Slow roller to the shortstop. Throw over. Gets Hank, but the runners advance to second and third. Now 2 outs. That is going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Andrew Witt. See what Andrew can do here. Let's see if he can get these 2 runs in. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Andrew facing Phoenix for the first time here. First pitch on its way. He hits it towards center field. 1 hop hits the fence, 2-run score. So Andrew Witt with a stand-up double. Couple runs come across the board. That is going to bring up number 19, Hunter Billingsley. So let's see if Hunter can bring Andrew around to get a 10-run lead on the Spearfish Sasquatch. If we can do that and hold them off in the top of the 7th, we should be able to 10-run rule him. First pitch to Billingsley was outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count on Hunter. And with that, that brings in the run. So Hunter with an RBI. Good heads-up play there by Andrew Witt on second to keep hustling. Your Spuds lead 14-4. And the famous call for Trent Rucker, his host family kids once again calling him up here in the press box as Trent steps in to face Phoenix Brandt. Hunter on at first. First pitch to Trent. High and inside, ball one. If you want to become a host family next year for one of these Casper Spuds players, contact the Casper Spuds and you can become a host family for next year's team. Trent hits it over to the right field, and right fielder was able to corral that in for out number 3. We head to the top of the 7th inning, and it looks like some Spuds players are heading into the stands with some roses to hand out for Nate's sweetheart of the game. So if you want to be a sweetheart of the game, raise your hand, and you'll get a Spuds player to hand you a rose. We will be right back with more Spuds baseball as we head to the top of this 7th. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. All righty, fans, we're back. That is number 26, Owen Mickelson. First pitch to Owen. Whoops. That ball got away from Parker. He tried to throw it back to Brennan. Slipped out of Parker's hands. But that is ball one to Owen Mickelson. One-0 pitch on its way. Owen hits it foul over first base side into the bleachers for strike one. Souvenir baseball for a lucky fan there. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Big fly ball. And Mickelson hits it out for a home run. So Mickelson hitting it to one of the deeper parts of the field here. Brennan just leaving that pitch up just a little bit too much, and Mickelson getting a piece of that and hitting it just under the scoreboard. That is Aaron Nels, number 1. First pitch to him was a ball low and away. Aaron pops it up towards first base side. And the second baseman laying out. Andrew Witt with the layout to catch that. Andrew, Cody, and Sean were all converging on that. But Andrew able to come up with that after that diving catch. That should be coming up. Number 23, Sam Kwapowski. Sam stepping in the batter's box. Excuse me. Sam gets a piece of that, but hits it down foul, down third base side, up and over the third base side bleachers. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Brennan trying to throw an off-speed pitch, but just misses the outside corner for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Misses high and outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Kwapowski. A little bloop shot over to Andrew at second. Andrew didn't have to move. That is out number 2. Now up to bat is the left fielder, number 7, Karsten Hansen. Karsten stepping into the batter's box. First pitch to Karsten. Hits that inside corner. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Sorry about that. I got the scoreboard up now. Karsten gets a piece of that, but hits it foul for strike 2. 0-2 the count. So if you just got back to watch the game, Owen Mickelson hit a home run just under the scoreboard out there in left center. Ooh, Brennan Daniel slipping a little bit on the pitcher's mound. That is ball 1, 1-2 the count. It's like he hit one of those gopher holes out there, so he got him, almost fell off the mound there. So 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch on its way, just a bit outside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count on Hansen. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Karsten. Hits it right in between second and first base. So Hansen on board with a single with 2 outs. That is going to bring up tonight's beer batter, number 29, the DH for the Sasquatch, Harrison Hart. And once again, if Harrison strikes out looking or swinging, that is more discounted beer for the fans here at Mike Lansing Field. Brennan getting his signs. Oop, he steps off. Brennan comes set. Here comes the first pitch. Hart hits it high and foul down first base side for strike 1. Trying to keep the ball away from Harrison as he has the pop. Trying to contain the lead here. Spuds up by 9. Ooh, just misses. Hitting Harrison. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Brennan trying to throw that off-speed pitch, but just stays a little bit too much inside. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Umpire calls strike 2, 1-2 the count on Harrison. Harrison looks to be about 6'3", maybe 6'4". Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ooh. He wanted to swing, but he held up. 2-2 the count now. Trying to get the fans in on this. Trying to get some more cheap beer. Got him to swing and miss for out 3. That is the 3rd time in a row that our fans, with Harrison Hart up the bat, that our fans get some discounted beer here at Mike Lansing Field. So the Sasquatch do pick up a run off the home run by Owen Mickelson, but the Spuds do lead 14-5. Sorry, we are headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. We are now doing the 7th inning stretch. Once again, if you're at home, get up and stretch. Maybe sing the 7th inning stretch song with us. But we'll be back with some more Casper Spuds baseball here in a moment. All righty, fans, we're back. Starting it off here in the bottom of the 7th is number 30, Cody Clausius. Let's see what Cody can do here as he faces Phoenix Brandt. Here comes the first pitch to Cody. Just a little bit low. That is ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Phoenix. Low and inside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's in there for strike 1. 2-1 the count on Cody Clausius. Two-one pitch on its way, just a bit outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count on Cody Clausius. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Cody hits it over to the shortstop, throw over, and they get Cody out at first. Up to bat now is the DH for your Casper Spuds, number 31, Theo Kummer. Theo stepping into the batter's box to face Phoenix. Here comes the first pitch to Theo. That does hit the inside corner for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Theo gets a hold of that one. And that is a home run for Theo Kummer. Theo hits it over the Bud Light sign there in left center. And that is the winning run. That is the 10 rule run. So Theo ends it on a home run. That was a shot off the bat from Theo Comer. Theo waiting on it and just hammers it over the Bud Light sign there in left center. That was still an amazing game, but that shot there by Theo was a no-doubter. We're waiting for Theo to hit one here at home, and he delivers on that winning home run to win the game. So that is game, folks. We will have the player of the game. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Theo. So if Theo comes up here, Theo will be our player of the game, but we will find out soon. So stay tuned with us. I will have the player of the game here momentarily.
One.
Alrighty, folks, I'm here with Theo Comer. He had an amazing game today. He just hit the winning home run over left center field, over that Bud Light sign. That's a hard part to hit, but Theo got everything on that pitch. How are you feeling?
Feeling really good. I mean, the swing's coming along nicely. Start, I will say I struggled a little bit, but man, it's all coming together, so it's really good.
Nice. So, I mean, you kind of came a little bit later in the season. You've produced a lot of good hits. You know, coming to this team, you're new to this team. What was your mindset coming to this team?
Honestly, I just try not to do too much. I mean, bunch of great bunch of guys right here. I mean, I love playing with them. It's been a really fun summer, so just want to do my thing, not try to do too much. And, yeah.
I mean, normally you're behind the plate, but today we were the DH. Were you in the dugout calling plays or whatever, helping out Parker, saying, hey, throw this pitch, or like, are you doing, like, hyping the guys up? I mean,
when I get a day off on my legs, it's really nice. So
yeah.
you have to do too much defensively. But, yeah, I mean, if I say anything, tell Parker, but I mean, he was really good today. So.
Yeah, Parker did great behind the plate. Going into tomorrow, what's your mindset for tomorrow?
Honestly, just do the exact same thing. Stay locked in. I mean, do my thing.
Yeah, I know we got 2 more games against the Spearfish, Sasquatch, and then hopefully we'll be playing in the championship. We'll continue to hold that trophy. If we do go to the championship, is your mindset going to change then? Because it's down to 2 teams now.
Honestly, no. I mean, there's nothing you do different. I mean, you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself, and that's when you start pressing. So I just want to be relaxed and play my game.
And you definitely played your game today. We were relaxed at the plate. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for coming up here. Did an amazing job today. That home run, I got so excited. I'm like, yes!
Yes, sir.
But we'll be back tomorrow with the game 2 against the Spuds against the Sasquatch. Hopefully we can do what we did today and leave champions.